So I figured I'd talk about the Royal Speckle and the Royal Splash together because they do have a similar process. These are the oldest glaze ways in my repertoire for subtle ceramics. So I've been using the same brush and the same sprayer for all these pieces, all 6 years of settle, and it creates a really unique surface. It is a dry mason stain that I dissolve in water to create kind of a watercolor situation that I then apply to the glazed piece. With that being said, sometimes a little bit of finger smudging happens. Again, not considered a flaw. It's just part of the process. It's part of seeing the hand of the person who's making these pieces. The other thing that is really important to note is I don't have an equation for how much mason stain is in the bottle at one time. I like the variation between getting a deep royal blue to more of a pastel sky. And we do our best to show representation of the variation. There is descriptions on the Glaze vignette on the website that talk about how this is a handmade process and that variation is inevitable. It is not considered a flaw. It is not looked at as one being better than the other. They both have merit in our eyes, and every pattern is going to be different because every piece is done by hand. Every piece is unique. With the brush patterns, they can vary greatly. There's no equation for that. We just want to get that beautiful brush stroke on there for you. There can be big open space. It can be very complicated and full and lively. But then on the other side, be a little more empty, and that's what makes each piece very unique. And we try our best to make each piece special and pretty. The other thing about the spray, you can definitely see here, this oval is much more saturated where this one's a little more pastel. They're both the same product, but it's just a variation in color. Also with the sprayer, sometimes it likes to do tight sprays, sometimes it likes to do big splotches. And that's part of the fun. That's what we like. So the actual pattern can vary greatly with the spray, and same with the brush stroke. Just depends on the day, the time of hour, like anything. Everything can have great variation with these glazes, and that leads into the matte glaze, which is the base glaze. It's rather simple. There's not too much variation other than that it typically on larger pieces will have that intersection line, and we kind of just like that variation there too. It's really about making each piece a unique, special item for you to have. We don't want them to all look alike. We want them to have variation. We want them to feel organic and alive. And so I hope that helps explain and answer some questions about my glazes. I know I've rambled a little bit, but we do want everyone to be happy with the pieces they purchase off the website, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening.